What is up, guys? You feeling good? I'm feeling like good today, so that makes me think something awful is gonna happen later. I'm kind of excited for this comic, Pumpkinhead #1. See, I remember being very, very small, like super little, like 3 years old, watching Pumpkinhead and just being not afraid of him, but even as a little kid, I knew it was a movie, but being like, he is serious. His creature design is so dope, even though he's like 85% shoulder blades and hips. He's awesome. I know that there are 2 Pumpkinhead movies. I think there might be a 3rd. But I just thought Pumpkinhead was like lost to the sands of time. Like, he's not, I feel like the general public, they don't know Pumpkinhead anymore. But people who like horror and stuff, they know him. They love him. No, but I saw this, I was like, alright, I gotta pop on it. And the comic, to be honest, I wasn't super into it. Like, I'm into it, but not super into it. But then I thought of it in terms of a movie. I was like, well, are the first 20 minutes of a horror movie, a monster horror movie, that good? If you know of a good horror movie that, like, the first 20 minutes are good, tell me. I'm sure I could name one, but I can't at this juncture. See our boy Pumpkinhead here, he's got little baby teeth. And he, of course, this guy cannot fucking believe he's being eaten by a pumpkin. Does Pumpkinhead eat people? I think he just slashes them. I also got a little worried because Cullen Bunn wrote this. The only thing I knowingly have read that Cullen Bunn has written would be the Deadpool kills the Marvel Universe. And I'm going to tell you, I was not into that at all. I liked the Deadpool kill Illustrated, but I'm not sure if he wrote that. But I was like, it's Pumpkinhead. I gotta give it a shot. I owe him that. And also, I feel like if I don't buy it, he'll come and get me. So, you know, spend a couple dollars, get murdered by a Pumpkinhead. You choose. Okay. We start off on Bradley Mountain, because only bad things go down on the mountains. And we see, now children, I want you to listen to your grandma. That's not her voice. But we see a whole gang of, I believe it's just female children. The only ones who speak are females. And look at this. She looks like a crypt. She looks like a deadite. She looks like a deadite. She says, now's the time for you to go on out and choose that thing that will be yours to watch over. Now, the time to go on to Razorback Holler. Whoop whoop, I'm in Arkansas. Don't give a shit about the Razorbacks though. There are graves to be found out there. Graves that'll call to you. Okay, Grandma. Also, I'd like to point out, she's got a Cyclops skull. A Cyclops skull. Just in the house. Where did she get that? If you don't, I don't think I've ever mentioned it on the channel, but I've mentioned it on other videos that I'm on. Cyclopses are dirty. That's their stereotype I came up with. And also, she just has a copy of the Necronomicon laying around, which just begs the question. How rare is the Necronomicon really? I've seen it in countless movies. I haven't read a lot of horror comics, but it's in a shit ton of movies, which makes me think, are there book factories down in hell that are manufacturing this? Not even book factories, they're just ripping skin off demons and making more of them? Because it means something if there's one. But you start popping around with a couple Necronomicons and it loses a little bit of its luster, if you know what I'm saying. So she tells them to go on and find her demon. Cause sure if you don't, your demon is sure for... And then she chokes on her own vomit from all the moonshine. So she sends all these kids in the moonlight, in the fog, because when you're choosing your demon, you can only do it on a full moon. And this bitch here hits this other kid. She's like, get out of the way, haggis. Which, isn't that weird Scottish intestine food? You slow me up, which is really weird grammatically. And one of the others will get all the good ones. I don't want to miss out on the good and demon. Because I know there's a Pumpkinhead out there and I'm going to get him. Can you imagine if you went out to a field and somebody's like, there's one Pumpkinhead. Which one will be the lucky person to find it? I'd be like, I'm getting a Pumpkinhead. I'm not going to deal with these lame-ass demons. I'll get a leprechaun, I'll get a creeper, I'll get a whatever. No, I'm getting the Pumpkinhead if I'm going out in the demon patch. So, and then another one is like, it's alright, Haggis, don't fret, don't let Nettie rattle you. Oh god, these are. Nettie, whew. It is. A little bit of, is Nettie even a redneck? It's just like old-timey. I don't even know what that is an abbreviation of. Heather? I don't know. So the kids, some kids give her a little bit more. They're like, they tell her to hurry up. She'll just get the scraps. The demon scraps. These fucking kids. It's like, but that's all she deserves. And then she sees, in a little bit higher elevation. English isn't my first language. She sees sort of this raised root thing, and she's like, oh yeah, I'll climb that, and I'll get in there, and I'll in the pumpkin patch. Yeah, that's right, it is. That's how he gets his name. I sort of forgot about that. And she starts digging in that. And that just goes to show you, kids, if you're patient, you get a Pumpkinhead. Remember that, kids. If you're patient, you will get a Pumpkinhead, I swear to God. Just be quiet in this movie theater, and I will get you a Pumpkinhead demon right after. But also, what the fuck are they supposed to do when they get to, when they have selected their demon grave? What are they just start digging, but like, what? So, we get a little bit of a scene where Horse and Buggy has been involved in a hit and run, that's gonna be the thing that sets everything off. And then we're in a police station, you find out that there's no information about the hit and run, even though it's a horse and buggy, so I feel like there should be a thing. And the cops are speaking about how they don't want the police involved, they just want that sweet, sweet hillbilly justice. They trust the law less than they trust whoever did this, and they would damn sure rather handle their own affairs than let us do our jobs. Can we go back to that? Let's just get rid of these cops, am I right, guys? Let's just all do a little bit of vigilante justice. And I feel like, oh, what's up with that? What's up with her coffee mug? Be professional, sure. Come on. And there's a guy in one of the holding cells, and he's like, ain't no vigilantes, it'll be vengeance. You can count on that. Vengeance is coming forever. Whoever hurt them kids. So, in the hit and run, in the horse and buggy, some kids died. Probably the slowest hit and run of all time. And he says, what are you going on about, Bunt? Damn, ain't you slept off all that Jim Beam yet? And Bunt says, I know what I know. Perfect argument. You can't argue with that, ladies and gentlemen. I know what I know. He's not wrong. But what if what he knows is wrong? He still knows it, and he knows that he knows. It just goes around and around and around. So, we find out that sort of some local... This is the guy who did the hit and run and killed those kids. And he's involved in sort of the... They do crime stuff, and you know he's a bad egg because he's got a Confederate flag tattooed on him. But it's on his back, so it's like, I want people to know that I am a fan of the Confederate flag, but I don't want to be looking at it all the time, because it sort of disgusts me sometimes. Ugh. But you see a beat-up SUV that's being watched in a barn with some guys with some baby guns, aka AK-47s if you didn't know. They're for babies. So they're telling this guy, look, just be calm. Some boys from Memphis are going to come get you. And you need to lay low. And then this guy, he'll be like, I'll be safe as soon as I get my ass back home. And this creepy, creepy lady with some... Her eyes aren't completely dead yet, but they get dead. They get shark dead eyes. But great whites, because, you know, some sharks have, like, cat-like eyes. She's like, I wouldn't be so certain. And we see the old lady. She's got her chum. And she goes and she feeds alligator in Lake Placid. And the father of the slain children, he goes and gets her. And he's like, you know what it is. You've seen Pumpkinhead 1 and 2. And she's like, hell yeah, I'm in Pumpkinhead 1 and 2. That's me. No prosthetics. I look like that. So they get the bodies. She starts doing her hoodoo. The cops sort of see some kids out and they try to interrogate them a little bit. But the father comes and he's like, you need to mind your own business, you dumb sheriff woman. Because women can't be sheriffs. They don't have... How can they be sheriffs if they bleed once a month? Crime doesn't stop for that. You dumb woman, sheriff. And this woman is like, we should all be nervous tonight, especially our guest. And he's like, the fuck? What are you talking about? Bedelia? This is how you know. When the names are unrecognizable from current society, that's how you know you're in trouble. If I run into a Bedelia, I'm a Bedelia, get the fuck out of wherever I am. Lindseys don't survive. They don't let the name Lindsey survive in these sort of areas. So look at this. Full on great white deadeyes. There's a foul stink on the air. It's on it. It's not even in it. It's on top of the air. It's that repressive of a stink. It's on top. And then we get into these pages. They look unfinished. I feel like this is the first time I've looked and been like, oh, these are not completed. So the two guys that were watching the beat up vehicle in a barn, they start hearing some noises. And they're like, is it bugs? And it's like, no, it's not bugs, you fucking idiot. It's a Pumpkinhead. Haven't you been reading this whole time? And just look at this. This looks unfinished. The size of these guys, there should be more detail. I feel like the coloring is really rushed. And then we see this barn. There's no details on it whatsoever. And then you got this like Evil Dead background look to it. And there's almost no details on these guys at all. And especially this panel. Especially this. Look at this. Look at these faces. Look at this shading. It looks completely not finished. And then look at this dead body. I should be horrified. But it's just sort of... It just looks rushed. I don't know how to explain it. It just looks rushed and uncompleted. And it sucks because this is technically the first kill we've seen. We didn't get to see the kids go down. But you know what? Hopefully there's a little bit more bloodshed. And I'm just going to go ahead and show the reason why we're all here. The reason I'm going to get the second one is because of this guy right here. You know what? The previous page was in... These guys sort of had that also... Well, the other page looks unfinished. This just looks really simple. But they spent a lot of time getting my boy right. Look at that. Look at that. 85% shoulder blades. What even are the functions of those bones? And then his giant ass hip. Oh, damn, Pumpkinhead, you've been working out? And he's got him by the fucking face. Ah, it's sick. It's awesome. Until, like, all the previous pages up to this point, I was like, I don't know if I'm going to pop on this second one. But then he got this, and I was like, dude, alright, I am in. And then we get this sort of thing about gluttony and demons. It's alright. You just gotta take into context of this comic is like the first 20 minutes of a Pumpkinhead movie, and so it's got a little bit, but you know, we'll get into it. So, I'm definitely getting the second issue. If you don't want to miss that, subscribe. Have a good one, guys. I'll see you later.